Top 10 Most Useless Megaprojects in the World. In the current century, technological and architectural marvels have truly become the benchmark of progress in every field. Around the world, there are more than a few examples of immensely expensive megaprojects that have quite literally failed, or worse, abandoned. Here is a list of the top 10 most useless megaprojects around the world. Number 10. RAJAPAKSHA International Airport, Sri Lanka. Built on a massive Chinese investment, this airport aimed to establish a commercial hub in Habatanto, Sri Lanka. So far, Sri Lanka had only one international airport in Colombo, and the move was seen as a means to strengthen the economy and bring in new business after the brutal civil war. However, there was no demand for the airport amongst the population of the city in which it was made. To top it all off, inadequate transportation facilities from the airport to nearby locations. After registering a multi-million-dollar loss for years, the airport was finally abandoned in 2018 and eventually used as a rice storage facility. Number 9. RYUGYONG Hotel, North Korea. Started in 1987, the RYUGYONG Hotel was meant to be North Korea's answer to the Westin Stamford, the tallest hotel of the time, built by a South Korean firm. It was planned to be over 1,000 feet in height and would have accommodated 3,000 guests. Due to the fall of the USSR and the funds drying up, the hotel reached its planned height in 1992. However, after this, the tower stood bare and windowless for another 16 years until an Egyptian company installed windows. The construction of the hotel has since been paused and resumed many times. And to date, this is the tallest unoccupied hotel in the world. Number 8. Artificial Island of Dubai. Dubai undertook this task of creating 3 artificial islands in 2001. Over the course of the last several years, it has only managed to produce 1 set of islands. The major cause of this is stated to be the economic crisis of 2008, when the 2 other islands were put on hold. But more misfortune was to follow, as after the recession, the island started to sink back into the ocean slowly. Due to the rising sea levels as well as the sand under the island settling back into the ocean bed, the Palm Jumeirah has been stated to be sinking at an alarming rate, with an investment of over $13 billion behind the entire venture. Number 7. Arena da Amazon, Brazil. Brazil hosted the 2014 Football World Cup, and like all other host nations, it built a number of stadiums and revamped the old ones. While the fanfare around the mega event was humongous, these projects have proved to be a financial disaster in the long run. The most prominent one is the Arena da Amazon in Manaus, Brazil. Located right in the middle of the Amazon rainforest, it cost the government around $300 million to construct, and construction span over 4 years. After it was used 4 times during the World Cup, the usage of this 40,000-seater stadium decreased, and today it lies almost practically unused. Number 6. CIUDAD Real Airport, Spain. Built with an expensive price tag of $1.3 billion, this airport was meant to reduce pressure in the main airport in Madrid. This airport became operational in 2019 and had one of the longest runways in Europe. In spite of all of these factors, the airport did not manage to be a success. The primary factor being its distance from Madrid Airport, located 200 kilometers away. It proved to be a miscalculated move as it did not attract any travelers. It acted as a hangar for airplanes during the pandemic, but as the flights begin to function again, its future is most certainly in jeopardy all over again. Number 5. Forest City, Malaysia. This city was supposed to look like something out of a sci-fi movie and was built to help with the overcrowding in Singapore. This city had planned on 4 artificial islands and was to be connected to Singapore through bridges to enhance accessibility. However, there was a massive Chinese investment that helped fund the project. Hence, Chinese residents found it rather easy to settle into the city, driving real estate prices through the roof. This made the city literally unaffordable for any common people of Singapore, and China was blamed for a new form of colonization. Number 4. The Yucca Mountains Repository in Nevada. In the 1980s, the U.S. felt the need to have a nuclear dumping ground in order to dispose of the extremely hazardous nuclear waste. They located the Yucca Mountains in Nevada and created a network of tunnels 300 meters under the surface to serve as a dumping ground. But the project faced strong opposition from the Native American community, and a huge section of society did not want Nevada to be a dumping ground for all the country's nuclear waste. Who would have thought? The government finally pulled the plug on this project in 2010 in the face of strong opposition. The total expenditure on this project was over $17 billion before it came to a halt. Number 3. The Superconducting Super Collider, USA. Construction started in the 1980s. This was supposed to be the largest particle accelerator in the world. It was planned to have a circumference of 87 kilometers and would have enriched the town of YUCCA, Texas. Though the SSC was received with much enthusiasm in the beginning, people soon started to question its viability. Apart from the huge civic engineering task, this project also ran way over budget. In fact, when it was canceled in 1993, its estimated cost had risen up to almost $8.5 billion, as compared to its initial estimated budget of $4.4 billion. When this project was shut down, the tunnels had to be flooded, thus ending a venture that had the potential to be the greatest scientific experiment in the USA. Number 2. Naypyidaw, Myanmar. The Myanmar government declared its plans to shift the capital city in the early 2000s. One of its primary reasons behind this was to accommodate the increased population, as the old city of Yangon is already full to its capacity. Built at a cost of $4 billion, Naypyidaw literally translated to the king's residence, and has everything from 20-lane highway to luxury hotels and parks, unveiled in 2005. This project has been deemed as a failure, as it did not draw the attention that most thought it would. This city was dubbed as a ghost town, and essentially a waste of $4 billion. Number 1. Interstate H3 Hawaii. Proposed in the 1960s, this absolute beast of a highway was meant to connect the western side of Pearl Harbor to the eastern end at the main gates of the Marine Corps Base Hawaii. This was a key security decision, and given the geopolitical and technological availability at the time. However, the highway soon ran into trouble with the indigenous population and the environmentalists. It was argued that the construction of such a mammoth project would negatively affect the environment. The project was finally finished in 1997 and took almost 37 years to make. Obviously, due to the multiple roadblocks, the final expense incurred to make this 26-kilometer-long highway exceeded the budget by huge margins. It cost nearly $50 million to make 1 kilometer of this interstate highway. This extremely expensive project lies almost unused today. Although this list is endless, these were the top 10 most useless mega projects in the world. If you like this video, be sure to drop a comment and hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to see other top 10 videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.